it looks like there is a new wave of crime, that there are criminals who are using the motorcycles to perpetuate crime. You remember the late Ong'ondo was shot in similar fashion on traffic. Yesterday we did see Lawyer Kyalo Mbobu being shot on traffic also. So I think there is a new wave of criminals who are using border or motorcycles. And it comes at the highest. I saw some of the owners of Matatu and also some leaders in border sector calling out that the ministry concerned, both of transport and internal security, must get down, because there are people who are using motorcycles to perpetuate criminal activities. We have seen in cases where accidents happen and some criminals within border sector are burning down vehicles and matatus and private vehicles. However tragic they are, we should allow the rule of law to prevail. So I think on this issue where a senior lawyer has been killed, it's very unfortunate, and I hope it is not related in any way with the work that they do, as my senior said, because all of us will feel unsafe, because in one way or another, you cannot call it hazards of job, because even you as a journalist, as in the legal profession, in politics, it should not come to that. I think the work we do should not be in any way be related. So I hope before the end of today, the investigative agencies at least should give us what really happened, so that it can ease the anxiety among the profession and Kenyans at large.
Yes, Ahmed.
Yes. We are back here, of course, for another discussion yesterday. I remember we were here together with Moshiri discussing about the current happenings, and little did we know that we had the breaking news that took place, and this is shocking, something that has happened in the country, and it has happened earlier, but still we have not gotten the solution. Borders are now being used as a tool for assassination. We have seen several people dying. We have seen people being assassinated, people being carried away, abduction taking place. But now we have a country to live. So we are here also trying to discuss about the death of one lawyer in Nairobi, that is Bomu Chialo. Of course, the death of Bomu Chalo has really raised concerns, because he was a lawyer, and this comes after the statement that was published in the social media, because nowadays every scrutiny has to come through whenever a bad thing happened, like the death of someone. The death of Chalo Bomu, of course, has really caused a lot of people to talk about it. But here we're also asking you, who killed a Bomu? Who killed a Bomu? Of course, who killed the Bobu Chalo? Of course, the assassination of Chalo Bobu. Chalo Bobu, who killed Chalo Bobu? Who do you think is the person who was responsible for the death of Chalo Bomu? Do you think DCI are ready also to give information about the death of Chalo Bomu? Of course, he was a lawyer. And today, president of the LSK, that is Law Society of Kenya, Faith Odhiambo, said, we are going to have a peaceful demonstration, peaceful procession on Friday. Of course, we're going to have this, and it will start around, from what I've seen, this procession will start from 9 a.m. East African time, and all the way from Milimani Law Courts, proceeding to the Kenyatta Avenue. And those who know around Nairobi, they know where do you have Kenyatta Avenue. So it's going to be a procession for the mourn of one and only Kyalo Mbobu. Mbobu died yesterday after being shot by two men along Magadi Road. That is on your diversion at the roundabout Gong Road. And that is the same spot whereby we witnessed the death of Ong'ondo. The assassination of Ong'ondo happened in that route. So do you think that we have gone to this situation whereby Kenya, maybe we don't have security for the top personnel? Because if you can be killed on the spot by people noticing your car, noticing your presence from a large crowd like that, it means that even the convoy was aware that this thing is going to happen. And this is keeping a lot of border riders into that insecurity, whereby a lot of people, they don't trust what is happening, because if most of assassinations that are happening in the country are because of the borders, you as a person following this discussion, do you think that border borders also should be included in this saga? Do you think that they should be included? We have people, MC Tum, I can see you, MC Tum, I can see Bidi Sami bwana, karibu sana, tuambie, ingia pale, join us in the studio and also tell us what do you think about the death of Kyalo Mbobu. Mbobu was killed yesterday along Magadi Road, and this is something that has raised concerns. The security of top personnel. Are these secure? Even you have seen Nandi Senator, of course, Gerard Gay saying even anyone in this country is not safe, because if you are having these taking place in the country, the death of Kyalo Mbobu happened, and that was around 5:40 p.m. That is 1740 hours East African time. That was around 5:40 p.m. East African time. Nyota, join us here, bana. You just need to click that link, this link that I've shared there, and this link will direct you to the studio, and you will be also able to tell us your thoughts about who killed Kyalo Mbobu. Of course, he was a lawyer, and the LSK has said we are going to have procession so that we can mourn the death of Kyalo Mbobu. And of course, this is a gentleman. He was a lawyer, and this lawyer used to work in Nairobi. So are they secure? That is what we are asking here. So you need also to join us, join the studio, and tell us your views about what do you think about the security of this country. Tell us here. I can see people joining the discussion. I can see people joining the discussion. So joining from other social media platforms, what you need to do is subscribe to this channel, and also join us so that we can talk about the security of this country. Are we secure as a country? Are you safe as a common mwananchi? If you're having people who have even securities being assassinated, you as a common mwananchi in Mandera, Wajir, in Nairobi, Kariobangi, in different parts, are you secure? Do you know that we are having a lot of assassination taking place? Are you secure, you as a common mwananchi? We are going to have all those discussions here, but what we need to do is tell us your views about 2027 after these happenings, events, series of events taking place. Are we safe? But Murkomen said we are safe.
Nimeambiwa kwamba hii Kakamega kila mtu wako na bouncers na ina move inakuwa goons na kidogo ina mutate inakuwa gangs. And there's a police officer who properly described where the problem is. Ule sub-county police commander. The problem is that these young people have now come to realize that politics pays. Yeah? Na ni biashara ya kila weekend. Kama MCA anahitaji sasa kuchungwa, anamwambia wewe, sisi ni jeshi 20 of us. So MCA akipanga mkutano yake, kitu ya kwanza ni jeshi, alafu inafuatwa na public address na mambo ingine. Mbunge anapanga the same, governor anapanga the same, senator anapanga the same, because you know some of the leaders are telling us tusipopanga wewe, you must assure us. Kama mimi nitakatazwa goons, kataza basi kila mtu ndio tukutane tukutane mundu kumundu. Hakuna, you know, hakuna buffer. So as a county, we have to sit down, and as a region, Western, we have to sit down in a stakeholder forum, and we agree. Let me tell you this, because sorry to use Emmanuel many times, but he has come to my county. I don't think, and I'm being honest, sisi tuko na bandits, nini, tunapambana nao, hata saizi tumepambana, imekuja chini, lakini we don't have a problem ya siasa at all. At all. As a senator, I would go to a meeting, my opponent is here, huyu ni mwingine, tunapigiana story. In fact, you will be shocked in Elgeyo Marakwet. You can even use one car with your aspirant on a Sampatia lift. And I'm saying this not because I come from there, because the culture which has been built over time, we are only perhaps among the few counties where aspirants can still work together and they speak, they go eat together and go. Whether it's women rep, whether it's governor, whether it's senator, whether it's MP. I really want you to visualize. Nimeona wageni mnashangaa, unasema inawezekanaje?
That is the CS for the interior security in this country. Cabinet Secretary Moses, not Moses, that is Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen, when he's saying we are keeping these insecurities on ourselves. But this is the country whereby you need also to have protection from the government, because if you don't have protection from the government, then what are we doing? Why do we vote? Because we need security from the government. We need to be secure, we as Kenyans, because we only have 1 year to 2027, and we know what happens during 2022 and what happens even during these general elections. People are causing commotion from nowhere, north, south, east, west, left, right, and center, because they want to win any elections. Anyone does not get into, you can't just see anyone get into any campaign without aim of winning. So they will maneuver ways to interfere, to cause commotion during the general elections. But now the assassinations that are happening in the country, the death of Mondowere, now we have assassination. We remember even during the post-colonial era and also during struggle for independence, a lot of legends, we call them legends, were assassinated. Of course, you remember even Ronald Gala, you remember even Tom Mboya was also killed from unknown circumstances. So we are not going back to this. So we are here discussing, who do you think killed Lawyer Mbobu's Kyalo? Of course, we are yet to get information, but still DCI, that is the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, they are saying they'll give proper information about the death of Kyalo Mbobu. And of course, the LSK, they are demanding any information coming out from the death of Kyalo Mbobu to be given, because they are saying, and that is what they said, our security agencies have immediate duty to act and give a decisive information towards the growth of menace in the country. Such calamities levels insecurity to a country, and they will perceive our lawlessness, and the state will clear and constitutional to protect our country, because Kenyans, they want protection from the constitution and also the government. The LSK boss Faith Odhiambo said we need also to get legal profession, citing that intimidation and violence against lawyers must be done away with, because you remember, even when you have a case, you go to the court. When you have a case, you go to the court, you only need a lawyer. You go to Madara, you go to Kibera, you go to Kilimane, you go to Kiambu, you go to Thika law courts. You need also have to have your own lawyer. And we have seen even during the impeachment of Gachagua, whereby a lot of lawyers were seen there and they were trying to defend the former DP. But at the end of the day, he was impeached. But you need a lawyer, because you don't know what laws, because those are the people who have studied laws. They know every category and how you can respond to different questions and how you can protect yourself. But now, if you are pictured as a lawyer, you as a lawyer, you are pictured now, at the end of the day, you are killed. The assassination happens. Are we safe? Are we safe as a country? Are we safe as a country? But the former DP has been slamming the recent happening without even fear. He talked about insecurity while he was being interviewed in one of the ministry media houses here.
To start with, my forums were not a praise and worship session. I didn't want people to come and praise and worship me and agree with me 100%. I was very happy to have negative criticism, and had an opportunity to explain to the young girl that when I speak to people, my work is to give them hope and to give them encouragement. When I met some Mount Kenya people in Boston, they are business people there, I had to affirm them and say what is their place in our growth of our economy.
What do you think is the place of the Mount Kenya people in the economy?
They are hardworking. I said you people are hardworking. You are industrious. You are central in the Kenyan economy. And I'm very happy that the same industry I see back home is what I see here in Boston. And you must continue with that spirit. Those people who I met in Boston were from the Mount Kenya. I speak their language. I had no business speaking to them in English because I was in Boston. The fact that I was in Boston did not make me English. I was still Kikuyu. They were all Kikuyus. They had called me for a boozy in a traditional way because I'm an elder. And they said, we have an organization here from home. We want you to come as an elder. We give you boozy. And when I rose to speak to them, I spoke to them in our language. And I just talked to them about industry, about working hard. And I was very happy with what they are doing. And I told them even back at home, this community is hardworking and it plays a very central role in the economic development of our country. I didn't say that others don't work hard. I didn't say others are not important. And Yvonne, even you are an anchor. When I speak to you as a leader, I must affirm you. I must say, Yvonne, you are a good presenter. Here you are. Let me take you through. I'll take some time. It's not me. I was simply asking him to answer. Senator James Rich is the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee in American Senate. Tabled a bill in the Senate asking that the status of Kenya as a non-NATO ally be reviewed in view of the following allegations. Relations with China, that is one. Number two, relations with Iran. Number three, government of Kenya and key officials of Kenya with non-state armed groups and violent extremist organizations, including the Rapid Support Forces and Al-Shabaab, participation in the Belt and Road Initiative, and then blocked persons and foreign terrorist organizations, including such individuals and entities based in southern Sudan and Somalia. Again, extrajudicial killings and abductions. I am not the one who came with these allegations. So, when these allegations came and they were in the headline, Kenya is under investigations in the Senate. This is a bill. I've given it to you. President William Ruto replied and said the Americans have a problem with him because he has opened bilateral trade with China, which is good for the country. And that is why the Americans want to review their relationship with Kenya.
Yes, that is the former DP, of course, when he was saying, he was questioning the president to answer. And we really also need to know what is happening, because we as Kenyans, we also need to get security from our personnel. We also need to have that freedom to go everywhere without interruptions, because if you're having these things happening all over, then we save as a country. And Ricky G, when he was in the United States of America, he said that he demanded and also a good letter being presented to Kenyans, because the Senate, US Senate, is under investigation and they want to know what is happening, because we are seeing a lot of attacks, a lot of assassinations, but we also need to have security as a country when it comes to these current happenings. So what are you saying? I can see someone is saying, Labani is saying, Samko SD is saying, we will be secure as a country when we move from dictatorship. I don't think whether we are in the dictator kind of government, but that is his own views. This is not Africa 24 views. That is his own views. He's saying we are led by dictatorship in this country. That is what he's saying. But of course, we need to get answers. We need also to get answers, because If the other day we saw assassination happening, we saw abductions happening, people are being killed. So are we safe? Are we safe? Are we safe? But we are seeing even in Elgeyo Marakwet, the bandits in Elgeyo Marakwet, they are still causing discomfort in those areas. People are still insecure in those areas. We saw the other day whereby in Elgeyo Marakwet, someone also was shot, and the border, the same people they used to border to run away, the same people they shot Mondowere, they ran away. The same people they used to border to run away, and we are seeing a lot of insecurities in this country now. Kenyans they demand, and of course, I'm very sure in a short period of time we are going to see the cabinet secretary for the internal security. That is Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen being questioned in the Senate because of the insecurity cases. We saw Gerard Gay. There was also some debate the other day about Gerard Gay and Murkomen, whereby Murkomen said Gerard Gay was his own student, so he doesn't want to hear someone whom he teach questioning him. But of course, when it comes to rule of law, it can be questioned. But Gerard Gay, but we remember even the words that came out of there during the questioning of the internal cabinet secretary during the Senate. But also, it's something that a lot of people they have concerns. But are we safe? We as a country, that is what
Waswahili wanakuambia nyege ni
we saw them saying washutiwe kwa miguu. Sasa mambo inakaa namna hiyo, but Rigiji said he will be able to expose anything that we have in this country. Let's listen to what Rigiji said the other day, because some of the things that he's saying, they are correlating to what is happening. Is Gachagua the savior? Also, you can tell us, I can see a lot of people, they are following the discussion. 140, they are following the discussion. People are following the discussion. But tell us, who do you think killed Lawyer Mbobu? Do you have information about the death of Lawyer Mbobu? Share with us here. Na Freak 24 political discussion.
Kuna shida kabisa katika nchi yetu ya mambo ya ufisadi. Hakuna kitu naendelea Kenya ni wizi. Kila kitu ni wizi. So when I was in the United States, nikaona rais wetu ameongea na ukali sana mambo ya ufisadi na mambo ya hongo, na kusema wabunge wote kazi yao ni kuchukua hongo, na hata kubali hiyo maneno. Nikafurahi sana kama ameamua hivyo, kwa sababu yeye mwenyewe ndiye mwenye kuhoga wabunge. So I thought hiyo maneno sasa ya hongo imefika mwisho, lakini sasa ndio imeongezeka modernity. Pale State House sasa ndio bahari ya corruption and bribery. 5,000 people from Kiambu wamefika pale, kila mtu 10,000 wamehongwa. Ndio atuwafanya nini? Atuwateke Kiambu watoe kwa Mlima Kenya. Wamechukua pesa, wameenda nyumbani, wanaiba watamu. Si Kiambu imeondoka, nani ameingia next? Meru wamefika, kila mtu 10,000. Atuwatoe Meru waipeleke Marsabit na Isiolo. So pale Ikulu has become the center of corruption in broad daylight. It is very embarrassing. So pia tunataka watu ya Kajiado pia mtegewe sisi. Ndio? Mtegewe nini? Na nyinyi muende pale, si ndio? Na nilisema kila mtu achukue. Na hiyo pesa ya siasa haina deni na haina receipt. Haina, but itakuwa makosa sana kuchukua pesa ya hongo na ufanye vile unaambiwa ufanye. Kuchukua pesa ya hongo na kukataa kufanya vile unaambiwa ufanye si dhambi. Dhambi ni kuchukua na kufanya. Tumekubaliana? Na hii pesa moderate. You know, we are in shock that pesa ya SHA inatumwa kwa hospitali that do not exist. Yet hospitali ya kanisa, mission hospitals ya PCA, ya Catholic churches are not receiving money. Money is being sent to non-existent hospitals. Sasa waziri naitwa Lawyer anasema we shall shut down all those hospitals. How do you shut down hospitals that do not exist? Najua pia ni mzuri kuheshimu watu wa Kenya. It's important kuheshimu watu wa Kenya. Finally, tumeona ya kwamba nchi yetu imevamiwa by troops from foreign countries. Wale Mandera, maaskari ya Jubaland wameingia Mandera. They have occupied more than half of the town. Waliua watu 5. 7 people have been injured, and many people have been displaced, including schools. The leadership of Mandera was there over last weekend. Instead of castigating the invasion of Kenya by foreign forces, they were castigating the regime. Juzi nimeita TV nikasema askari wako pale ya nchi jirani. Sasa ndio nimeona gavana wa Mandera ameamuka analia ati asaidiwe. Yet last weekend and over there he was not speaking. The senator was not speaking. The MP was not speaking. Mimi nimechukua jukumu kutetea watu ya Mandera, kutetea watu ya Northeastern Kenya. It is unacceptable that foreign forces can invade Kenya. And the mandate of the Kenya Defense Forces is to protect our territorial integrity. And it cannot be that foreign forces are in our land and the government is quiet, the Commander-in-Chief is quiet. We are asking the Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces to immediately order an operation to flush out foreign troops out of our land. This is our country. We have a responsibility to protect our territorial integrity, and it cannot be that forces from Somalia can come into Kenya and occupy our land and terrorize our people. Yet the government is quiet and the leaders of Mandera are quiet. Hapa iko manyumba ya kutosha. Hata haijai kweli ama uongo. The challenge of this area is not more houses. It is water and sewage. Kama iko pesa bahali ya serikali, ulikokuja kuingilia kasi ambayo si ya serikali ya kujengea watu nyumba, muwekea hawa watu maji, muwatengenezee sewage, because the houses that are here in Ongata already we are having a challenge during the rainy season na mambo ya sewage. Kwa hivyo that is a priority in this area. Na hizo nyumba zinataka kujengwa is not affordable housing, they are commercial houses. And we want to be very fair and kind to unsuspecting investors who have been told to buy those 2,000 houses in Advance. Usipoteze pesa yenu, because tunaenda uchaguzi 2027, there will be a new government. Kama hii shamba serikali itachukua na nguvu, hiyo shamba tukiingia tutailegesha kwa kanisa.
Rigiji is saying we need to protect our territory as Kenya. We need to protect our territory as Kenya. That is what Rigiji is saying. We need to make sure that security for Kenyans is well enhanced. Nyota, I can see James Kingori. James Kingori, karibu sana. Join us here. I can see Davin. I can see Juma. I can see Sebastian. Sebastian, karibu sana bwana. Join hapo tuambie pia. Unaona aje mambo vile yanaendelea. Je, ni ukweli kwamba tunafaa kuhakikisha kwamba Kenya tumeweka usalama kutosha kwa wananchi ambao ndio muhimu sana, wanahitaji ulinzi kutoka kwa serikali? Ni baada ya mambo ambayo yanaendelea. Tuliona jana kifo cha wakili mmoja hapa nchini. Tuliona pia kifo cha mbunge mmoja wa Kasipul, Ngondo Were, whereby a lot of leaders, they attended the burial ceremony of Ngondo Were, and they spoke about the kind of assassination that is happening. Are we going back to during the recent years, whereby after gaining independence and also during the struggle for independence, we saw leaders being killed? Are we going back to that era? That is what most people are saying, because if someone can be shot in between those convoy, then it means that was a setup and someone was already aware that this is going to happen. But is this the right direction Kenya is taking? Tell us here. I can see John is saying, no, we need to wake up with Kenya, because security is what determines investment. I think it's trying to say investors, they cannot just come into the country without investments, security of the investment areas where they are going to establish their businesses. They cannot do that because they need security also. And this is something that has been raised from different occasions. But the president has been saying that we are taking the right direction, we as a country.
Iko katika mipango yetu. Bondo bypass, tulikubaliana na viongozi wa hapa ya kwamba tunataka kutengeneza barabara ya Bondo.
Why haven't you done it up to now? Yet we know the people who have received this money, the institutions. We do not want to hear threats from Duale. What we want to see is action. And anyone who has actually embezzled this money should be arrested. So it is about accountability. It's not about chest thumping from the CS of health and the majority leader. We want to see action. Because from the very beginning, we said that this SHA is a scam. Kenyans did not listen. Now it's coming to pass. We say that housing levy is a scam. It has come to pass. We also said that some of the things that these fellows have done, the G2G deal, oil prices, as we speak, globally, when crude oil prices go down, you expect that there should be some relief at the pump for Kenyans. But petrol prices are still high. There are G2G deals that were done, and with time, they have been extended from December. These are some of the scams we are talking about. And for us to stop these scandals, this scandalous government must go. Giving them a second term will be too much. That is why we are saying it must be one term for us to end the scandals after scandals from this regime. Ruto must go. Asante. And you cannot begin telling the parliamentarians that they are corrupt when you are the one who has corrupted parliament. In your attempt to capture parliament, you have actually corrupted all these MPs, put them on handouts. Now those handouts are translating into what is so-called empowerment programs, going out to bribe women groups, going out to bribe youth groups. Like here in Narok, we saw the deputy president, we are seeing all ministers running all over helter-skelter, and it has not stopped there. They have now gone towards bribing counties. We have 5,000 from each county coming to State House, 5,000 people, each being given 10,000 to come and sing two term in State House, to counter one term. Do you know how much that costs? It means if you have 5,000 people, each getting 10,000, you are spending 50 million per day per delegation. If you are going to spend that per county, what are you talking about? Over 2.3 billion going to bribery through handouts to get people to sing two term for you in State House. That is not going to change the one-term wave that is coming from every corner of Kenya. Waswahili wanasema kizuri chajiuza, kibaya chajitembeza. So one term ishauzika. It is what every Kenyan feels. For this corruption to end, this government must be a one-term government. For abductions and killing of a Gen Z youth to end, this must be a one-term government. For these lies and failed promises and failed policies in education, you are talking of health, SHA, capitation, lack of capitation in our schools, this government must be a one-term government. This is a decision of Kenyans. And no amount of bribery, whether through empowerment or State House delegations singing two-term and hallelujah every day for Ruto will change it. The die is cast. Thank you. Yes, because we cannot allow foreign forces who are heavily armed to come and start operating within our territory. The people of Mandera today are living in fear. Some cannot access their farms, some cannot get their children to school. And as we speak, there are those out of fear who are moving away. This cannot be allowed, because this is a sovereign nation. It is a violation of our sovereignty. It's a violation of our territorial integrity. And this must not be allowed. I'm very, very surprised that up to now the CS in charge of defense, who comes from Narok here, has not said anything. We've not had any statement from KDF. Are they allowing Jubaland forces to operate within Kenyan territory with the authority of KDF, with the authority of the commander-in-chief? Why is the CS quiet about this? Why is the Foreign Office quiet about this? When the people of Mandera, the governor, we have as DAPK our own MCA who has called and told us the situation on the ground is not good. Kenyans are living in fear within their own land. Mandera is Kenya, and any inch of our territory that has been violated is in direct violation of international law. Unless the Ruto government is doing deals with Jubaland at the expense of our national security, this cannot be allowed. And we demand, Bwana Ruto, that you take action and you address the concerns raised by Governor Aden Halif and the people of Mandera.
There is concern. That is Eugene Omalo, of course, DAP leader. DAP leader Eugene Omalo saying, we demand immediate action from the current government. President, we need your actions toward the insecurity cases that are being experienced in the country. Tell us, why do you think this is happening? Why do you think this is happening? Jubaland is being discussed. People are being killed. Abductions are taking place. Why is this happening? And of course, we are joined by Alex. Tell us, what do you think about the current abduction and the killings that are happening? Is Kenya safe? Do you think even the cabinet secretary has been compliant to what is happening? Do you think also we are having Kenya going in the right direction as we approach 2027? Is this the hit for 2027? Where lawyers are being assassinated. So if people who have securities are being killed, what about someone in Tana River who doesn't know what is a gun?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for having me here tonight. I'm happy to be here. I see you are very, very many, almost 70 people in the studio. So people should subscribe to Afrique so that they can be getting these shows very loud and clear whenever we have them live. So about the lawyer Mbobu Chalo, sorry, it happened nearby. I went to see the place after the scene happened. It happened nearby where I stay, and it's very unfortunate the scenes that happened, and it shows really that the question is, are we really safe in our own country? Because people who don't know the current residence areas, kwanza nini wanajuanga Karen is a very safe place with let's say no insecurity issues whatsoever, something like that. Wanajua Karen is one of the safest places, but for such assassination to happen in Karen, it's a wake up call to all Kenyans that none of us is safe wherever you are, whether uko Eastlands, whether uko sides za Langata, whether you are in West T or wherever, no one is safe, and we just have to try and keep ourselves safe wherever we go, and try to be on the lookout, because anything can happen. Because it's very rare for somebody to be killed in the residence of Karen. But I hope the government will get to the bottom of things. As I've been to this show quite some while, I've been said if there's something that has never been served to the citizens of Kenya, not even with this regime, even with the previous regimes that have been there before, is justice for the happenings that have been in this country. So it's unfortunate since to see a lawyer being assassinated. That it's malicious because the person who did it lazima ikuwe ni mtu mwenye alikuwa hired, because the person executed the killings to perfection. Hiyo ilikuwa tu ni one shot one kill, ilikuwa kama ile ya Rex Masai alishutiwa kwa mguu and he failed to survive because he bled to death. So I think hapo kuna the person who facilitated the killing alikuwa amehire a top assassin to be able to carry it out, and that the assassin carried it out to perfection. So it seems as if lawyer Mbobu, there was some information that he had, or there was a case that he was supposed to tackle, that he had information which was going to be very very lethal towards an opponent. So that is why they walimwangusha. So it's very unfortunate, but I do believe the government of Kenya and any other government in the world has all the information to be able to get to the bottom of things that happened. And probably the Mbobu Chalo needs to have justice, not for himself, also for the country, and most above all to his family members, so that his soul can rest in peace. Thank you for welcoming me.
Yes, shukran. That is a wonderful submission coming out from Alex. Of course, he's saying it's hilarious seeing these kind of things happening in the country while we are heading towards 2020. So, what is this information that lawyer Bobu Chalo is having? Because we have not seen him being actively involved in these top politician cases like governor, even senators, even MCAs. What is this? What is this that can make him to be assassinated? Because if and how do these people, these gangs target these people? Because how are you sure that you are going to shoot him? And at the end of the day, it's like, do you think that also there is a connection between other organizations during this assassination?
So yeah, it's a good question that you have asked, Mr. Host. So as it stands, the police have retrieved spent cartridges from the scene, and they are investigating the incident as targeted. Though the motives and suspects have not yet been identified, there is some missing information to this whole case of the Mbobu Chalo death that happened. But as you have said, we haven't seen him in couple of cases. But so probably, my own thinking, this is just a speculation. It's not factual. Is that I don't think it was carried out by a prominent politician or whatsoever. I think it's just maybe people, random people. It could be a business person. It could be somebody who owns land or whatsoever. So maybe the Mbobuchalo was the lawyer maybe who was going to preside over a case, and maybe he had information that was going to incriminate somebody very big. It doesn't have to be politician. It could be just a businessman or even a cartel wherever. So they had to put him down so that he doesn't put the final dagger ile ya kunini ya ku put the person maybe in court, put the person in jail for a long time. Hizi vitu tunajua venye kunaendanga nini, but the question is I still am asking why the lawyer, unaona, because or maybe kulikuwa tu na nini inaitwaje, kulikuwa na mzozano. So kwa hiyo harakati ya mzozano, somebody sent the assassins to take his life. So that's what I think. It's either he was supposed to preside over a case, or alikuwa amezozana with somebody very powerful. So it has to be something very big for them to come for his life. Haiwezi kuwa kitu kidogo.
It's cool kidogo because someone being killed because of that. Then about investigation, DCI has never even given us information about the death of Kasipul Member of Parliament Ngondo Were. Still, we are waiting to hear, and we saw politicians during the burial of Ngondo Were saying we demand, and that is what they were saying. That is the term they were using. We demand a proper investigation from the death of Ngondo Were. This is another case. Is DCI still becoming slowly? Also, do you think also they are still reluctant when it comes to handling these sensitive cases? But when we had Shakahola, we saw what happened. When we had Shakahola, you know what happened. The other day, Kwambinzaro, you know what happened. A lot of DCI were witnessed during that Kwambinzaro. We also during the Shakahola, I remember even the 2023 when we had the Shakahola Mackenzie and his fellow gangs who were lying to Christians. They were arrested, most of them, and still the investigation are taking place. But when it comes to the death of someone who has been assassinated, we can also we have CCTV cameras along Gong Road, along Karen, anywhere. And who are these people who are using these motorbikes? Now, does it give a threat to people when it comes to using motorbikes? And you know, most of people, they depend on a motorbike for their own survival. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, okay. So it's a good thing that you have pointed out that also somebody like Charles Ongondowere was assassinated along Gong Road, and up to now we are still yet to find we're still yet to get to the bottom of things, and yet we are always told that we have one of the best intelligence when it comes to security matters. I always hear, Bonnie, that we are ranked in the top 5 in Africa amongst the best intelligence services, but it is yet to reflect qua ground in terms of getting to the bottom of things, and in terms of ensuring that justice is served in the country. But I do believe it is something that if the government want to get to the bottom of things and give the citizens what they want, they're in a position to do that. But I think there is a lot of information that is being get kept. Kuna gatekeeping mingi ya information about these things that happen that the public are yet to know. And I know many people say that security matters are very, very delicate, but despite them being very, very delicate, it's also good for us to always get to the bottom of things. Because when we get to the bottom of things, there is clarity. And where there is clarity, people are able to move on. Because up to now, Boni hata the killer of Rex Masai, kesi yake bado iko. Si ati tumesikia the guy amefungwa, and it's been 1 year later since we lost him the Gen Z demos. And it's not just him, there are many people. There was is it Eric Mutisia? Yes, Eric Mutisia lost his life. We are still yet to get the justice for him, and yet we do have the best intelligence service, because if they're able to find the people who gave the hard drives to the BBC about the documentary, then they should be also able to get the necessary information about the Bobuchalo killings, because hizo like for example the gunshots that were fired, si bullets zilibaki. You can get the bullets, you can track and see where is the source of the bullets from, and from there on you can start building on the case. And with no time, this is not something that should be difficult, because the CS for interior security should get to the bottom of these things. I think in less than a minute, because all the information is there. If we are being told we have the one of the best intelligence services in Africa, then it should reflect, and we should be able to get to the bottom of things uh, in a short space of time.
Yes, yes. We need to take immediate actions because we are ranked as one of the countries that has top intelligence. And now, if we have top intelligence and then we are having these issues taking place, then are we safe? Are we not Charles Okothi? Are we not Charles Okothi? Unakumbuka sana the last time uliingia kwa show ukaepa. Ingia bwana, ingia. Ingia pale Charles, ingia James Kingori, Bidii Sami, ingia pale pia utupatie maoni yako kuhusu mauaji ya wakili Bobu Chala ambaye alipigwa risasi katika maeneo ya Magadi, barabara ya Magadi katika eneo la Karen jijini Nairobi. Mauaji ya wakili, je, inaashiria nini wakati Kenya inajiandaa kuingia katika uchaguzi wa mwaka wa 2027? Je, Kenya tuko na usalama ama pia uchaguzi utatupata kama mambo yanaendelea hivi? Tutarudi kama mwaka 2027, tutarudi kama mwaka wa 2007 ama mambo itakuwaje? Karibu sana James Okothi, Charles Akansi, Sigida, Emmanuel Akansi, Collins. I can also see Triza joining us here is free. You just need to click the link there, the likes of Labani Misiani, akina Gipsy Kona. Mnajua vizuri leo tunapiga siasa hapa katika Africa 24, but we are asking you this simple question about the death of Ongondo Were. Not Ongondo Were, but he was also shot through assassination. And now we have a new lawyer who was killed. And the LSK, the Lawyer Society of Kenya, they said we are going to have a procession from Milimani to Kenyatta Avenue, and we are going to do this to honor Bobu's murder.
Fellow Kenyans, ladies and gentlemen, today we met as the National Executive Council of the DCP party at our headquarters, and in attendance were honorable members who are great friends of the party. When we agreed on the following: one, as we approach the by-elections scheduled for 27th November 2025, and in preparation for subsequent nominations and elections, the National Executive Council has enhanced two vital organs of the party: one, the National Elections Board; two, the National Appeals and Dispute Resolution Panel. These organs will provide the expertise required to ensure fair, transparent, and effective internal processes. As a party, we are firm in advocating for democratic governance, the protection of civil liberties, and the defense of Kenya's sovereignty against the excesses of the punitive Kenya Kwanza regime. Kenya will witness 1 senatorial, 6 National Assembly, and 17 ward by-elections on 27 November. Has resolved to work closely with like-minded partners to secure victory for the DCP candidates across the country. In the spirit of collaboration and fairness under the united opposition and our resolve to unity ahead of the 2027 general elections, leading to the identification of one presidential candidate to face William Ruto, we have agreed that DCP will support the Democratic Party in Bere North constituency, acknowledging that the seat was previously held by the Democratic Party and should rightfully be retained for the party's candidate to complete a full term, and hence DCP has agreed to give support to the Democratic Party candidate and start down our candidate at DCP. This decision has also been informed by the recognition that the Honorable Justin Bidan Mutuli, the party leader of the Democratic Party, is a great leader from that region with enhanced capacity and undoubted leadership qualities to lead the Democratic Party into winning the seat. We shall therefore support the Democratic Party candidate and ask our members in Berry North to support that candidate from the Democratic Party. Number two, we have also agreed that we support the Wiper Patriotic Front candidate in Mubuni ward in Machakos County under the opposition banner. Equally, we have also agreed to support the candidate of the DAP Kenya candidate in Kabuchai and Trailer ward in Bungoma County. For other elective positions, DCP shall field and mobilize fully to campaign, popularize and seek votes at our party ticket. As we compete, we shall respect our opposition parties in those regions, mindful that democracy is the preserve of every Kenyan. This consensus and agreement among the parties in the united opposition only applies to the by-elections. However, let me confirm that in the 2027 general election, DCP shall field a presidential candidate and other candidates in the 290 constituencies, 47 counties, and 1,450 wards across the Republic. Three, to strengthen our campaign machinery, NEC has today established a fully equipped electoral secretariat domiciled at the party headquarters. This secretariat will coordinate strategy, logistics, messaging, branding, and resource mobilization for our candidates. Security and national concern. Fellow Kenyans, as a party, we are deeply concerned with the security situation in northeastern Kenya and particularly in Mandera County. We have spoken not once, not twice about our diplomacy and Kenya's interference through William Ruto on external affairs of other nations, including Somalia, Sudan, Southern Sudan, DRC, among others. The Constitution of Kenya, Article 1, reminds us all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya and shall be exercised only in accordance with this Constitution. Yet today, that sovereignty is under siege from foreign forces and a leadership too timid or too compromised to defend it. The Democracy for the Citizens Party therefore registers its deepest outrage at the continued presence of a foreign militia from Jubaland entrenched in Mandera County and its environs. This is not just a policy misstep, it's national betrayal. Kenya, once an island of peace and stability in the Horn of Africa, has now been reduced to a staging ground for foreign forces and rival militias. This is a dangerous affront to our sovereignty and a mockery of sacrifices our gallant soldiers who fought for decades and shed blood to secure our borders. Let it be known, Kenya is not for sale. For not an inch of our soil shall ever be occupied by foreign powers. Bwana Ruto, you shall not sell our hard-earned freedom for a mess of pottage. We the people shall reclaim it. The Constitution of Kenya, Article 238, Sub-Article 1, states, national security shall be pursued in compliance with the law and with utmost respect for the sovereignty of the people of Kenya. And Article 241, Sub-Article 3, makes it clear the Kenya Defense Forces.
So that is Rigiji. Rigiji the other day he talked about Rigiji.
So Kimanzi, your mic is on mute, but that is the DCP party leader.
So I was saying that Rigiji the other day he had pointed about these insecurity cases even during the time when he was interviewed by Yvonne Okwara, even during the time when he was in the United States of America. Do you think also Rigiji is the savior because he has been pointing out those key issues?
So yes, Boni, it's a good question yenye ambayo umeulizia Rigathi uh, about Rigathi being the savior. So you see, Bonnie, politicians are politicians. When you are in power, you are a ruler. But once you are out of power, you become the liberator. You see, people like Cleophas Malala, the former SG for UDA. When he was in UDA, the party was okay, none, and everything was correct according to him. But right now, since they felt like they have been ousted out of power, sasa ndio wamekumbuka sasa that there are many issues that are affecting the people. So right now they are painting themselves as liberators and saying that how they are going to change the country and how they and are pushing for their slogans and policies. So you see, this Kenyan politics, Bonnie, it's like the script is already written. Ni kitu tunasoma. You see, Rigathi has been in power for 2 years and hakuna kitu yote ya maana ambayo amefanya while he has been in power for 2 years. Because in the times when he was good with the president, he supported the affordable housing. When he was ousted out of power, then he came and started attacking the affordable housing. So that shows you that is somebody who has double standards. So how can we trust that person with power? Na tumekuona for 2 years and nothing has happened. We cannot trust you. But anyway, let me say hi to Gypsy Corner. Gypsy, karibu, and happy to see you, Jeremiah, for the first time in a long time.
Jeremiah analenga skizi, analenga mbaya, hata ukimtafuta analenga.
Sio kulenga mazee. Nimekuwa na mashughuli, nimekuwa on the road, nimekuwa na mashughuli za travel mingi. So you know when you travel sometimes unachoka hapa mali huko, saa zingine timing different, so haisaidii. But leo nimejipata kidogo, nikaona wacha nisikie mnasema nini leo.
Sasa mambo imejichanganya hapa. Tunaona watu wanauliwa. We are seeing a lot of assassination taking place even after the death of Ngondo Were, who was assassinated. Yesterday, another lawyer was assassinated. Yani, katikati ya hizo magari, hao watu wa bodaboda ambao wanatumia hizo risasi wanashuti mtu tu. Jeremiah, wewe kwa upande wako unaonaje? Sasa tunaelekea wapi sisi kama Wakenya, na tumebakisha mwaka mmoja peke yake kabla tuingie uchaguzi wa mwaka wa 2027?
Inakuwa mbaya. It is very bad, and if we are not careful it might get even worse, because sasa watu wanaanza kujua ukikosana na mtu tafuta pikipiki, hitman ndio ule, chapa mtu risasi. The moment hiyo ikuwe trend Kenya, there will be no turning back. So it has to be stopped mapema. Otherwise watu watakufa wengi in the run up to the coming elections, tukue kama Colombia. And the worst part of it is that imeanza huko na watu wako politically involved, ita grow ikuje ikuwe kwa raia hapa. So kama watu wanaona nothing is being done, itafika point hata tunakusana na Alex hapa, najua hitman fulani, pap, Alex chini. And that is going to be very scary. I hope Kenya doesn't go that way, but that's how hiyo kitu inaweza grow, inaweza enda hivyo. I think the government needs to step up and do proper investigations kwa issue kama ya huu wakili and bring those culprits to book. If you don't do that, they will become more emboldened. Watakuwa wanaanza kuua tu watu kwa because they see nothing happening, wakiua watu. And then once the hitman, watu washamjua hitman ni nani, itakuwa rahisi kumhaya. Boni kutaka kumhaya ende auwe mtu, utajua tu mali utampata, Bora you have the right connections, utampata na utamuengage na utaua watu. So you have to stop it mapema.
We have to stop it mapema, lakini sasa Jeremiah, hata kama sasa tunalaumu nani? Tunalaumu the minister, the CS for internal security, ama tunalaumu the government?
We blame the security apparatus.
So what need to be done?
I think they need to take their work seriously. The few cases zile zimeshafanyika ziende prosecution, zifanywe, watu waingie jela. Ndio watu wasichukulie ni kama utaua mtu and you get away with it. They should not get away with it.
Cause sasa ukiangalia sasa mambo yani yanaenda vile atuelewi. Do you also think that there is a connection between those assassination and other organization? Because now you can't just locate someone from nowhere. Yani mtu nampata tu from nowhere. Hizo magari ukiangalia Nairobi hiyo Gong Road hapo unaielewa vizuri wewe. Kama ni Karen unajua vizuri magari yanafuata, lakini utapata wametarget tu huyo na wamempata na wameumua. Do you think pia kuna connection? Na utafikiri pia inahatarisha wale wana bodaboda, maisha yao pia itakuwa hatarini, maana mapolisi wakiona watu wa bodaboda wawili hata kama ni abiria pia watakuwa nafikiri kama ni wezi ama ni magang.
Hizo vitu zote umesema ni ukweli. And those are the reasons why we have to be concerned. As much as I'm sure hao watu hiyo pikipiki si watu wa bodaboda wa kawaida, hao ni snipers, ni watu wa kueliminate watu ndo walitumwa. So yeah, you are very right. Watu wa bodaboda wale wanafanya legitimate business sasa hivi watakuwa na shida because wanaitwaje, the security apparatus wakiwapata what assume these guys are criminals and they will deal with them scathingly. So that puts a risk on them, a risk premium on watu wa bodaboda. Two, these people do these killings, mimi sioni kama ni watu wa bodaboda wa kawaida. They are hitmen wale wamekuwa hired. So they are experts and specialists in that field. So they will do their job and they do it very well.
I can see Gypsy Corner bwana, Gypsy Corner behind the scenes. Ajenda kutafuta behind the scenes Gypsy Corner. Alex, sasa kabla niulize Alex, Jeremiah pia tuliona Ricky wakati alikuwa pale Marekani, tuliona pia wakati alikuwa amerudi kutoka Marekani ile na Citizen TV, Jeremiah amengatuka. Anyway, we are here in Africa 24. I can see Gladys Otieno, Gladys Otieno, karibu sana. Join us here live in Africa 24 political discussion as we try to focus on 2027. But we're asking you, who do you think killed Lawyer Kyalo? Of course, he was killed by unknown people, and the gang were using motorbike. Now, this one is putting risk for the motorbike riders in this country, because maybe they will be in danger, because if we are using motorbike to go to work, but other people, they're using it to assassinate top personages in this country, where are we heading as a country? I just wanted to ask Jeremiah that one, but amengatuka, najua pia atakuwa narudi katika mjadala wakati wowote.
Iko katika mipango yetu. Bondo bypass.
Mheshimiwa, about 2 weeks ago, Mheshimiwa Rais alisema ya kwamba kuna wabunge ambao wako corrupt kule bungeni, na nimeona viongozi wengine wa upinzani wakichukua hiyo message na kusema ya kwamba huyu mheshimiwa rais amekosana na wabunge, huyu mheshimiwa rais sio amefanya namna hii. Wacha leo tuambie mchana peupe ya kwamba the president has declared war against corruption. Iwe bunge, iwe ndani ya SHA, iwe ndani ya ministries, iwe anywhere, he has declared war. Kwa sababu hatuwezi kuwa tunaamka asubuhi tunasema Kenya is a corrupt country. When the president says ya kwamba sasa tumeanza kupigana against corruption, tena tunaanza kusema ungefanya hivi, ungeongea namna hii. Mimi nawaambia namna hii. Kuna wabunge kama saa hii wanachukua pesa kwa mahospitali za ambazo zimekuwa zikiiba pesa ya health. Wanaenda wanaweka media press conference, wanasema hii hospitali imefungwa kwa sababu ya hii na hii. Wengine wana own hospitals. Mtu ana own hospital yenye inafanya operation 10 in a month. Anasema amefanyia mwanamke ama a lady, pregnant lady, operations 10 within 10 months. Kwani huyo mtu anazaa namna gani kila mwezi? Na anaitisha pesa kwa SHA. Hizo ndio hospitali zimefungwa. Na wabunge wengine wakapewa pesa wakaenda kuita press conference. That is the corruption the president is talking about. Hakuna corruption nyingine. Ndio hiyo anazungumzia kwamba kuna wabunge wako corrupt. Na siku yao itafika. Chuma chao kiwapi? Motoni. Na watashikwa. Na sisi tunaambia wale wenzetu wa upinzani wakiongozwa na jamaa anaitwa wa Munyoro. Na kwamba boss, wewe you have no moral authority to even talk about corruption. One of the grounds of impeachment ya Rigathi Gachagua ilikuwa corruption. One of the grounds ambayo ilifanya sisi tukatoa Rigathi Gachagua ilikuwa juu he was corrupt. Tukafuata historia yake akiwa kule Nyeri, ati yeye anasimamia wakati ndugu yake alienda akagonjeka. Yeye alichukua hiyo Nyeri County, akameza yote, akashika mali ya watoto wa marehemu, akachukua yote. Akatoka hapo, akabeba mahoteli za ndugu yake marehemu, akauza zote, akanunua zote by force. Sasa wewe Rigiji, wewe unasimama kuongea juu ya corruption na sura yako ni corruption. Kutembea kwako ni corruption, hata kuvaa kwako koti kubwa ni corruption. Sasa wewe everything about you is corruption. You cannot talk about corruption. Wewe waacha wale watu wanapigana na corruption wapigane nayo. Those who are genuinely fighting against corruption. Na mpenda msipende, cartels wa SHA watashikwa wawekwe ndani. Cartels wa bunge watashikwa wawekwe ndani. Cartels wa magavana, mumeona? Si gavana mmoja amesemekana ashikwe. Gavana wa Bomet anaitwa Barichok. Mtu alipatikana amechukua pesa ya kaunti yote. Almost 400 million anaweka kwa mfuko. Mwingine anaweka gate na 50 million. Gate 50 million. Ati kwa sababu yeye anatoka Rift Valley, ati pengine mheshimiwa rais atamsamea, ati kwa sababu yeye anaongea Kikalenjin. Barichok bwana utaingia kotini hii wiki. Na kila mtu, there is no sacred cow. Yule ambaye ni corrupt atashikwa. And we are telling our opponents, hiyo msijaribu kuzungumza, tunajua. Sasa Malala si mtu wa kuongea juu ya corruption, kila mtu anajua tabia yake. Kila mtu. All those characters. Ukiuliza kila mtu wote waweke pamoja, wewe ulitoa wapi mali? Wewe ulitoa wapi? You know, mimi hao wananchi wanajua vile nimepanda hivi pole pole. Kuna wengine amekuwa tajiri.
Rais alituita akamwambia sasa wewe nitakupa hii nafasi ya chief whip katika taifa la Kenya. Na hiyo nafasi ilikuwa inapiganiwa na watu wengi sana. Lakini rais alisimama kidete akasema jamii ya Abagusi lazima tuweke katika hii serikali yetu. Sasa hii serikali sisi tumeipigania. Leo mnatuambia tutoke kwa hii serikali. Lakini tutoke tuende wapi? Sasa wewe umekaa kwa msitu. Wakati ulipokuwa kwa serikali ulikuwa unatuambia tukae kwa serikali, tusitoke hapa. Mwenye anatoka serikali ni mtu kichwa yake ni mbaya. Sasa wewe umekaa kwa msitu, unataka sisi kututoa kwa serikali, mahali tunapata maendeleo, mahali barabara zinawekwa lami, mahali watu wetu wanapata manufaa, unataka tuende kwa msitu. Haiwezekani. Serikali hii ya Rais William Ruto, nikimalizia, angalia mambo ya SHA. SHA leo hii imelipa over 49.5 billion katika hii taifa ya kusaidia wale watu wa hali ya chini kabisa. Wakati wa NHIF tulikuwa na watu milioni 6 Kenya mzima kutoka uhuru ambao wameweza kuregister. Leo hii tukiongea, SHA iko na watu wameregister milioni 25 kati ya milioni 50 kwa chini ya miaka 2.
Kwa chini ya miaka 2. That is opposition, of course. Opposition, they are giving their views when it comes to the governance and how they have trust with the Kenya Kwanza governance.
Lecture ukiwa nani? Waswahili wanakuambia nyege ni kunyegezana. Enda ukapeane lecture huko kwako.
Mama. Sema kitu tu. Nifanye hiyo maneno Florence anasema.
Uko na kitambi utawezana. Utawezana. Nikikupea utawezana. Utawezana.
A few moments later.
Mimi nimemaliza mambo yangu.
Fire si fire. Fire si fire. No manayo
ni tutam.
Na tupige sherehe.
Hiyo pete ya uchumba itakata kidole. Na mnaishi bila ndoa eti walokole.
Mimi nasikia mnasema tutam.
It's like mixing oil with water.
Mimi naambia Kashagwa, William Ruto hakuna penye anaenda. Wewe chunga sana. Naona macho imefura huko na pressure tayari. William Ruto akichaguliwa mara ya pili, afadhali uanze kutengeneza mashishi yako wewe mwenyewe kwa sababu mimi naona ukikufa.
William Ruto has been very advisors. Very educated, but they are all flower girls.
Kujifanya wanajua na hawajui.
I was his deputy, so I know. When I tell you, I know what happens. He has 2 advisors whom he takes advice from.
Unahangaika na mapresha mingi. Presha ni nini Kashagwa? Ndio ile sasa umepeleka utapeli mpaka kule Amerika.
I was received like a king.
Nilikuwa naambia wale wa Amerika msipe huyu mtu pesa nyingi. Huyu mtu ni mtu kumbavu.
I had a good engagement with the people.
Ule mwenda simu alishindwa kufanya kazi huko, tukafukuza yeye, ndio unaona anasunguka.
Ati kwanza wacha tuseme one time.
Mimi nimefukuza Ruto pale kwa mlima. Nimefunga mlima, kifunguo iko hapa kwa gari.
Ni 2 term na hakuna shortcut, ni 2 term.
Hii kazi tunataka tupewe, hawa kazi imewashinda.
Ndio unaona wengine wanajaribu kunipigia makelele, lakini makelele hiyo haini. I don't have time for that.
Ulikuja hapa mlimani ukatudanganya. Ukikuja hapa unatusamia mwadhani ya gocho. Atambia ati Ngai ni mwega. Ati hende ciothe. Kwenda huko na hiyo.
Unajua watu waliona William Ruto usiku, hawajamuona mchana. Walimuona usiku, hamjui vizuri. Hawakumuona vizuri.
Kwenda huko na hiyo mwadhani ya gocho yako. Siku ingine huwezi danganya sisi. Na siku ingine sisi hatuwezi kusikiza maneno yako.
Niko na experience ya kutosha. Nimekuwa mjumbe miaka 15. Nimekuwa naibu wa rais miaka 10. Sio experience inatosha? Mimi sio mzee sana. Mimi ni kijana, mimi naelewa kufanya maneno.
Wewe William Ruto, wewe.
Na wale wanapiga kelele huko nje, agenda yao ni nini? Hana agenda, ni kusema tu sijui nini, one time, sijui nani.
Mimi nimesoma ya kutosha. Hatujawahi kuwa na daktari ambaye ni rais wa nchi.
Sasa hawa jamaa tutawanyorosha. Tunangojea tu kampeni ifike. Unajua Rais William Ruto bado hajagurumisha engine ya gari yake ya kampeni.
Wewe hapa ni kwangu. Anaongea na ukali hapa.
Ati suddenly umekuwa clever. Umekuwa sasa uko na solution. Mbona siku ile ulikuwa na crown?
Hiyo ikulu nimeweka mitego kila kona.
Ati alikuwa anaweka mitego. Baadaye akaingia kwa mitego yeye mwenyewe.
Mimi na Rigiji tulikuwa namba 2 sio? Na sisi tukishikana si wataenda nyumbani.
So hao wanaume watakipata. Watakuwa na siku mrefu wakati tunaanza kampeni. Hawa watu hawajui huyo jamaa. Najua mimi nimekuwa hapo tangu zamani. Wataingia kwa nyasi, kwa miti, watapotea.
Yote yawezekana.
Kitu gani kitatutenga na Ruto rais wetu? Ukabila tumekataa na uchochezi tumekataa.
Nyinyi mko na mpango ya kando?
Na wapenda mpaka bone marrow. I love you my good people.
Hata naona hapa naweza toka na mtu
Huyu mama ako sawa, si sawa? Ako sawa. Hata vile alivyo. Akipinduka mnafurahi siku zote. Wapi vikelekele ya huyu mama? Huyu mama akiwa kwa kitandani si unalala kabisa Utaamuka kesho.
Lazima tumalize na kibwanga bwana. Umeonaje hiyo kibwanga fulani hapo? Inaashiria nini kama wewe kwa upande wako? Unaona inaashiria nini hizo vibwanga za hivi naibu wa rais pia anatoa kibwanga?
Hii yote tu ni yote 9-10 boni. Hii Kenyan politics imekuwa tu ni jokes, imekuwa tu ni jokes because that is a rally where unasikia mwanasiasa anasema pati huyu akigeuka mnafurahia. And those are things that you are telling the citizens, and yet watu wanalala njaa, yet many people don't have jobs, many people their business are stalling, unaona, and the life is becoming very very difficult for many people, yet mwanasiasa kuna confidence to come and talk such things on a big platform, which shows that the IQ level, sorry to say this, but inaonyesha IQ level iko chini, because you go and you attack the former deputy president saying ati hawana mpango, na wewe when you're on stage to talk to Kenyans wapangi kimaendeleo, unawaambia vile mama kigeuka watu wanafurahia, so which shows there is double standard and there is some low level IQ reasoning from our politicians.
Bwanga from a politician.
Anasema unaona bibi yangu yuko hapa.
William Ruto hakutaka nitembee na mama kanisani akiweko. Nikionekana mimi niko na bibi na yeye hana, picha si mzuri.
Nafikiri alikuwa anaona mimi sijakuja na bibi yangu.
Mlipangia mimi pahali nitatembea na bibi yangu nikiwa kwa ofisi. Sasa nimetoka. Sasa mimi nikitembea na bibi yangu, what is your problem?
Hata kwanza kutembea na bibi yako kila siku. Hakuna mwanaume anatembea na mwanamke akitembea akifanya siasa.
Sasa nimeona hii watu ya Ruto wanalalamika ati mimi natembea na bibi yangu kanisani. Sasa wanataka nitembee na nani? Usilete kombe, kwanza kwa wangu manze. I said usilete.
Akiamuka kwa kitanda na bibi yake,
Utamu iko mtu akiwa ndani ama nje? Mnapenda utamu ama hamtaki?
Ati hakuna kuingiza na kutoa. Mnaingiza inakaa ndani.
I push it in. She start to shout. Dr. Ringding. You're terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Wewe rais, tembea vile unataka. Watu yako watembee vile wanataka. Wale wako na mabibine waamue kama watatembea na wote pamoja ama moja moja.
Tafadhali mimi naomba nyinyi mnisaidie, huyu mtu atakuja kuniumiza. Huyu mtu ananipeleka kama gari ya.
Huyu mtu atakuja kuniumiza. Karibu sana. Tumalizie show Alex. Tupatie parting shots kabla niongee na wale wanafuatilia show kupitia mtandao wa kijamii.
So thank you for hosting me tonight, Bonnie, and thank you to everyone who is watching the platform. And leo tumeona I watched the game Gor Mahia versus Simba, and haijaisha venye tulitaka. We hoped for a win for Gor Mahia, but either way we take the L and we move on. So thank you for hosting me, and we meet tomorrow and the day after tomorrow on the upcoming Africa 24 shows.
Shukran sana Gipsy Kona, shukran sana Jeremiah, shukran sana shukran sana Gladys Otieno, Owino Charles Okothi, James Kingori, MC2, BD Sam cause DD, that is some cause DB, Nyota, Yaja, Cillian, everyone who is following this great conversation here every day, 10 p.m. East African time, as we discuss more about what is happening politically, because every day, you know, we need to inform and also educate you on matters that are being arised in this country and also in the East African country. But of course, here we unlock stories from all over and different parts of the world. Until we meet here, I think we meet here also tomorrow is on Thursday. We'll be here for the Dimba L'Afrique, of course, after the international break. We are also getting back to the Premier League, Italian Serie A, Spanish La Liga, Bundesliga. We are also getting into the Kenya Premier League, which is starting on 20th. My favorite Premier League is back. We are going for Kenya Premier League. Yes, Kariobangi. Show tomorrow, we have the sports show. And the sports show happens here 10 p.m. East African. Don't miss it. And to appreciate those who have joined me today for the show, behind the scenes, and also those who have contributed through the comment section.